Yeah, greetings, my beloved people. Yes, we come again, Ratid, brought to you by RKY Worldwide and Suzulite Records. Yeah, man. Sponsored by Jata Radio and Meditationz Media Network, all the way from St. Lucia, the Caribbean, worldwide. Yeah, man. Yeah, fire is like ice. Did you know that when it burns, it feels the same? Yeah, man. So we come again, and we're going to continue the conversation a bit more this time about the will, because it's such a complex and intriguing topic. So as we were saying before, reasoning that, yeah, man have a will, but your will alone cannot make things happen. You need a force along with the will. And even though you have a will and you have a force, but you are granted these amazing things by the Creator, because you cannot organize it yourself. You cannot make yourself do anything if the power that's within you doesn't move, doesn't work. You cannot sit up, you cannot walk, you cannot speak unless creation gives you this energy. Yeah? You could be awake and can't talk and can't move because your body will not react to your mind's commands. Because there's another command that you're not even aware of sometimes, because we are so into ourselves and thinking that we are all this and all that. But I can tell you that you must go and come again. Yeah, as we say in Jamaica, go and come again, because that wavelength, that mindset, that thought, it's not ready. It's not how it is, man. So if it is, show me. Yeah, man. When you wake up in the morning and you have all this energy, and some of us go and run around the park, and we come back and we feel even stronger, feel even better, and so on, Yeah, man. Love this tune to the max, Rastas just keep going on. Just a little bit of that, to keep you going on. And this one is called Razzmatazz, featuring none other than the man them called Tricks, because he's full of tricks musically, formerly of UB40 fame, and trumpet, taking you in nice and smooth. Featuring IDK from Brixton, London. let you know that Jah is all around, So as we're saying, you go run around the park and you come back and you feel strong, and you feel like you can just lift up this and lift up that, and you can. And you go to work and you feel good, you do a good job. But all this is being granted to you, so never ever think that it's just you and you decide and you command. There's a greater force that allows you this great opportunity to do all these great things, and we must be grateful and give thanks. I was talking to a brethren just a couple of days ago, and he mentioned about how certain times when the place is clean and organized around him, how it makes him feel, and when it's the opposite, he gets almost depressed. So I want to touch on this a little bit today, about depression, because it seems to be the biggest sickness around in the world today. I mean, people have always been depressed and always been this and always been that, but right now, I am seeing in this last 10, 14 years, let's say, a huge, growth of young and old, and too many young people getting depressed. So much so that, I came back to England from traveling in 2008. I started to come back and move back in 2011, and there's the biggest, most common sickness which seems to be taking over this country and America, and probably a lot of other countries around, but I can speak for these two specifically, especially England, is a thing called bipolar, which is a illness that deals with depression. People are getting so depressed that the will to do the things that they should do normally, like clean them place and clean themselves, they can't find that will. Not all, but many. And I, from my personal experience, know that them say me too organized. Me's a Capricorn, and them say me too organized and me too tidy and me too this. But I know personally that we can't deal with a mess. Because if I come into a place and I'm see everything upside down and, and dirt, and it make me almost depressed. I go into some kind of a strange feeling, not a very positive feeling, and we're dealing with positivity and spirituality. And from my youth at Jamaica, growing up, I look up, as we call a child, I was meeting in Jamaica from a little picnic. I hear them saying that cleanliness is next to godliness. You feel me? So think about that for a minute and check out this. So we know we can go forward into the future. Yeah, man. The understanding of primitive, Primitive is a big word, Because primitive means ancient things and ancient times. I chose that name because it's so vast, You can't limit that name there, So going back to the subject. I'm sure that anyone listening out there who has this problem of depression, maybe if you look around your surroundings are not helping you to come out of your depression. Obviously, I don't know that, but I'm just saying maybe it has a lot or something to do with your surroundings, how organized or unorganized it is. Because when things are looking bright and nice, it makes you feel nice. If they're looking like a mess and unorganized, it might well subconsciously have an effect on your ability to be happy and positive. You know what I'm saying? So I would look into that, as well as I know, because I've been there, not too much, but I've been there. And I know from a personal experience that, you know, one of the forms of, or the ways people get depressed, which in all cases, I'd have to say it comes to that in the end, is that you take a situation and you just focus on that and going over in your mind and over in your mind and over in your mind like a stuck record, when your record stick and they just come back at the same place and come back at the same place and come back at the same place. And if you do that with anything, it will take over your mind, your soul, and your body. Now, you can say, who's this man and how does he know these things? But you can take it up with your psychiatrist or whoever, your medical doctor. Because I know that's how it's working. It absorbs your entire being. And all you can think about is this situation. And if it's not a happy, positive situation, it brings you down. And obviously, in reality, and for living a good, hopeful, happy life is not to go into these dark areas. To stay in the light, warm, happy areas of life so we can enjoy the fullness, of creation. Enjoy your family, enjoy your children, enjoy your friends, enjoy the day out. Enjoy whether there's sun or not, Enjoy all these things. Me personally, I love sunshine, so when the sun don't shine, sometimes I'm not overly happy for a moment, but I have to shrug that off because I can't force the sun to shine through the clouds. So I have to find another way to make myself happy. You understand? Because you don't have a choice. Yeah? So what I'm always saying is that we have to use our minds a lot more, and look around and be observant, Observancy is a really important part of life, Sit and observe things because you learn by observing and just listening sometimes, So it's something that maybe some of us can really start to try out these new ways. Not really new, but different forms of going through life on a daily basis to change certain things that we're not personally happy about. Yeah? Serious thing. Yeah, this tune is featuring a great artist from Brixton, London called Dub Baby. Yeah? Yeah, man. So, remaining positive is so important for everyone, because if you have a family and you're positive, that will, as we say, rub off on your relatives, rub off on your children, rub off on your neighbors. You hear sometimes say, oh, that person, they're always so happy. They're always smiling. That's because it's made an effect on them, And so they see that, and it helps them to maintain their positivity and their happiness, you know. And I'm not saying you shouldn't go around your friends or your neighbors or your family who are always negative and always down. But hey, if every time you go around they're on that down, they're gonna drag you down with them, man. Unless you can drag them up. If you don't have the force to drag them up, they're gonna drag you down, guaranteed. So find the balance, and the balance is a good thing. And if you're gonna tip the scales, tip it on the positive side, yeah, because in the end, it's better for you, you know, better for the planet, better for everything, yeah. Serious thing, man. Yeah, Lion in the Jungle, repeating a couple of the tracks that you heard before, Ain't got a buck, but I'm down on my luck, but I'm still going, cause Jai's on my left and on my right. Yeah, sometimes you have to repeat certain things, like a beating of a drum, so it stays in the head. Yes, I. So, also, as we go through this life, it's very important that we find different ways of being positive, things that make us feel good. Try to seek out those things. Um, whether it's going to the gym, taking a walk by the lake, taking a walk by the ocean, going to the market, whatever it is, going to ride some animal, a horse, or a donkey, whatever it is that makes you feel good, going to ride a bicycle, going for a swim. Yeah, seek out these things, because it's important that you find things. When I lived in Toronto, Canada, I'd always be driving to work with a friend of mine because we worked together in the same place. And he used to drive me. We were living not far from the center, from like I think they have a Bloor Street and a Bay Street in the center of Toronto, Yorkville. And I'm going back to the 70s now, so some of the names are not so you know permanent in my head, but I know there was a Bloor Street, which is one of the main streets in Toronto. And I think there's a Bay, and Yorkville used to be the street, where everything happened. Anyway, on the way to work, my brethren to drive through, I think it was called Forest Hills. This is near Avenue Road or something like that. This area, this had like enormous houses, and beautiful lawns. And Toronto is it's one of the nicknames is it's called the Green City. It's very green, There's a lot of grass and trees, and it's a very beautiful city. And he used to always drive through there, nice and slow, and it's on a hill, so you're driving down and going around these curves and passing these mansions, and you know, unless we were late, he wouldn't. If we weren't late, he'd take that route. And one day I said to him, I said, "Yo, man, why you always have to drive by this place, all these big houses and stuff like that?" And he said to me, "It was important what your eyes would see." He said it's important what your eyes see. And at the time when he told me, didn't really make any sense what he was saying to me at that moment. But times after, I sat and thought about that and totally understood what he meant. That if you look at things People sometimes use the word eye candy for different things. If you look at things that look nice, look organized, as opposed to something that's like all mashed up and broken down and, unkept, and it does have a certain effect on your person, you know. It's like somebody who lives in let's say in a ghetto, poor, and there's no, drainage system, and, you know, it's in the summer there's flies everywhere, and, it's not a very positive, uplifting energy. So for this person who's in this surrounding on a daily basis, it's not impossible for them to be happy or to be, at peace or calm, but it's not easy because the surroundings that they're looking at is playing a part with their psyche. It's playing a part with their energy subconsciously. Maybe they're not even aware of that, but it is making some effect on them. This not so nice surrounding that they have to wake up in, it can make people aggressive, because the vibration is aggressive. You understand? So it can make them aggressive and grumpy and, short-tempered. And it's not really how they are as human beings, but their surroundings, unfortunately, has an effect on how they're feeling. And maybe they're not even aware of that. Yeah, man. I know this love I have for you will be for eternity, baby. Seems I'm always on the losing end. Just can't seem to break this train. Yeah, always on the losing end. Just can't seem to break this train. I wonder how many people feel that way. Too many. Because, it ain't easy out there. But still, must maintain all positivity and move forward. Because for me, there's no option. What's your option? To go negative? No, man. As they say in Portuguese, a luta continua. It means the war goes on. So we can't stop or the fight goes on, We have to keep going forward and keep holding ourselves up. Another phrase the Rastaman say, I say it all the time, forward ever, backward never. And these phrases, as I mentioned earlier on in the start of these programs, that one of the things that holds me together as a person and keeps me up and fighting every day like a soldier going through life are these phrases from a longer time that I heard adults around me using, and I grew up using them, and as an adult I use them in times when I feel things are becoming overwhelmingly difficult or overwhelmingly stressful or whatever. I use these phrases to keep myself, because otherwise it's difficult, man. Yeah. Yeah, man, this is Charlie Saints from Sao Paulo, Brazil. He says, I and I, we will overturn the system. I and I, we will fight them down, Translating some Portuguese for you. It's a different language, but it's the same thing, you must say, musically, Yeah, AO and AO, it's I and I. Yeah, man. So on we go, staying positive and staying spiritual. It's all one and the same. You cannot be positive and not be spiritual, and you cannot be spiritual and not be positive. So we must find ways, find ways to stay on the track, stay on the path. I'm not a religious man. I will tell you that straight up. Yeah. But I have nothing against any religion. If it makes you feel good, if it makes you happy, if it brings you peace, if it makes you love your fellow neighbors and whoever, I'm all down with that. My religion is love, you know, peace and love and unity. You know what I mean? Because that's all we need to live in the world and go forward and create the paradise that the world is. The world's a paradise. The only reason why the world is a paradise is because we, the people, have turned it into a living hell. Yeah, I'm going to tell you that. We, the people, have turned it into a living hell. But the world is a paradise. The earth came with everything on it for us, food, beautiful waters, beautiful flowers, beautiful animals, all kinds of creatures, so beautiful. You look at them with your mouth open of their beauty. And what did we do? We just came here and destroyed most of it. And the rest, we're working very hard at destroying, including ourselves. When I was a youth, I heard them always saying, man is his worst enemy and he will eventually destroy himself. And look where we are right now. Anytime now, some lunatic can touch the switch. And I eat that, as we say in Jamaica, I eat that. I done it done. You understand? One crazy person just have to touch that button. Them call it nuclear button. And what go happen? Total annihilation. Yeah? That's where we come from, a paradise place. So, where's the positivity in that? Where's the love in those things? Yeah, man, we need to check these things, family. Escreve pelo certo no coração dos irmãos. Abra seu coração e deixa a luz de Jah reina. Segue o teu caminho, sei que ele vai trilhar. Já sabe, ele guia, ele vai te iluminar. Yeah, man, Emperor Selassie. If you have never read the teachings of Emperor Selassie, I'm not saying you should become a Rasta, but you need to read his words. Yeah, it's important that you study this man's teachings because I've never heard a leader or read anything by any leader like what I've read the words of Emperor Haile Selassie and his thoughts and his feelings. So I would encourage all of you out there hearing this to seek out Emperor Selassie's writings and read them. Yeah, read and reread them. Because it's the only leader that manifested on the planet Earth that had his vibration and his words until this day. Yeah. Emperor Selassie the king, you know. Kings of kings and lords of lords, conquering lion of the tribe of Judah. Yeah, man.
Emmanuel the seven God. Emmanuel the seven God. Emmanuel the seven God. Emmanuel the seven God.
Yeah, Emmanuel is seven God, and right now I'm gonna take you out because we come to an end of another Ratid, you know. Until the next time. And this one is called Love Without End, Lavor Sem Fin in Portuguese. And this is Charlie Saints from São Paulo, Brazil, on Sujolite Records International. Coming up with reggae music, you know.
Jesus é o caminho da minha salvação. Irmão, sempre em frente, não caia contradição. Jeová no controle, sim. Minha missão te determina, te ilumina na escuridão. Por isso seja forte, não desista, meu irmão.
Ei, o quando a já, o quando a já. Lord have his mercy. Hey. Hold him. Emmanuel, Jah. Tell them again. Yes, what a music sweet. Yeah, man, this was Ratid, you know. With yours truly, Primitive Reasonings. Yeah. All music you listen to so far and all episodes are from Sujolite Records. Different artists from different places. Yeah. So peace, love, UNITY. Until the next time, yeah? This is Ratid. Yeah, man, give thanks. Blessed.